Good morning, good morning, George Gonzalez, your realtor with Walzer Properties. Happy Monday, everyone. Just wanted to come with you today, talk to you about some things that we can learn from this article that came out, I believe, a couple days ago, cron.com. I'll be showing it over here. We're going to talk about it. Some facts, some things that we can take away if you're a seller. So this video is for you. You're looking to sell. How this extreme still applies to a regular sale. So let's get to it here. So happy Monday to everyone. Check the stream out. See if it's working. Okay. So let's hop into it. So what do we have here? And we're recapping the filthiest house. So a couple years ago, maybe a year ago, this realtor had the absolute dirtiest, filthiest, just disgusting house. So I'm not gonna recap like the house itself. Here. I'm not gonna recap the house itself, but briefly we'll touch bases on the house itself. You can see it here. So this is, let me see here. Is this the house? It looks like that was the house fixed up. Here we go. So that's the agent. Shout out to Paul Gomberg with the Rockshot Realty Group, AW. He is the agent that, see, this is the house here. This was the agent that, tried to sell this house. It was kind of a follow-up, and he actually wasn't able to sell the house after selling it for like a year. You could believe that. Shocking, right? Houses sell themselves. That is how that worked. see. See the house here. All right. So, what? Why is this so important, and why am I breaking this down? Well, we're gonna go over some facts. And on the follow-up, see, it says here he gave up selling the filthiest house ever. Your house absolutely doesn't have to be the filthiest house to give up on selling it. And then ultimately, you as the owner, unsuccessfully selling your house. So we're gonna look at some key things here that he talks about. He actually gives some figures. I'm pretty sure these are kind of ballpark ranges, but still enough to kind of break down what's going on here. And ultimately this house was a short sale. Either it started off as a short sale or eventually got to a short sale. So what happened here is it looks like it was the seller not accepting a price not getting the number that they wanted. And this number was not reasonable. So it says here in the article that they wanted 280 for this house in this condition. And I don't know who would pay $280,000 for this house. He goes to explain here that that house, at 280 was essentially market value if it was move-in ready. So you have, number one, you have a situation where sellers are unrealistic in the goal. So number one, if you're on the market, you have to maybe not be realistic, but be in tune with what home values are in your neighborhood. And therefore, what that triggered is just a unsuccessful sale. They did not sell. And in the article here, he says he gave up on it. He didn't sell it. He got about 40 offers. All of them were turned down. He does go and he talks about the bank got involved. So I'm guessing either this was a short sale, which the bank is the one taking over, or it ended up as a short sale because it was 2 years selling this property and it was abandoned. So they didn't want to put the money into, I guess, rent it. They wanted to sell it as is. So that's one thing you'll get. So let's focus on the offers that they got. He said that offers ranged from $115,000 to $216,000. So, I mean, those are really good numbers. If the house is worth 280, and then it says worth 280 if it was just clean, and that's it, right? So if they're getting 216, that is essentially probably 80%, give or take 75, 78% of market value, which is great. Like, honestly, they should have taken off with that 216 offer. Obviously the 115, that's like half, but in a scenario where you're dealing with investors and this is an investment type property, those are the offers that you're going to get. So again, being in tune, being realistic, and what it is, your actual home's marketability, and not how much a online figure like Zillow says that the house is worth, but actual hard dollars that someone's willing to pay for the property. So he goes to say that he gave up selling it. I think he did benefit just from the exposure of it. So he did benefit from that end, but ultimately as agents, I don't know about him personally, but I personally wouldn't feel satisfied if I didn't sell the house, knowing that it was able to be sold, especially if I had that 216 offer. Even if it was less, even if it was like 200, like the sellers, that would have been a great price for them to recoup, so we're gonna go here. Looks like I did some realtor investigation here. I was able to find out how much they sold it for. I found out that the owners did not sell it. It ended up going to foreclosure, and I can tell you that they got significantly less money in that sense. Actually, they didn't get any money. When you go to foreclosure, or whenever the bank sells a house for you, you don't get funds. That's just the way it goes. Can you get funds in a short sale? Possibly. Depends on the bank's rules. Depends on the market. There's a lot of variables that typically don't work to you getting funds. They have their guidelines that they have to go through. This house in particular was a short sale. Ended up going as a foreclosure. So in that case, they don't get anything. Bank took the house, and the bank got whatever they got for it. And I can tell you, it was way less than they wanted. And ironically, the same house it's been sold. It has been purchased. It has been fixed up. Let me see if I can find it here. See if I can show it to you here. So they fixed it, and this is now the house post remodel. Obviously, landscape has been cleared. You have hardwood floors. They opened it up a little bit, molding, brand new door, brand new paint. This is all they had to do. This is all they had to do. And I want to say I toured this house because this house looks very familiar to a house that I showed one of my clients, because this is in Spring. This house is located in Spring. This house looks very familiar. Yeah, I showed this house. I cannot believe I didn't connect the dots. I showed this house to a client of mine. Let me do something I'm realizing on screen here. Yeah. Oh no, that's different. Let's see. Oh, we gotta go back. Okay. That's gonna bother me if I don't figure this out. Okay. Well, I did not sell this house, but I did show this house. Oh, but anyways, this is the once the house has been cleaned up, complete remodel. It's all done. All right, so what can we learn from this? Well, that price is king, but you have to be kind of realistic and smart. I guess just be smart. You gotta be smart in what you're gonna get for this house. So having kind of a realistic goal, having numbers, having facts. Numbers don't lie. You may be wishful, like, hey, I know my house is worth $300K. Obviously, like in this case, that's what they wanted. But taking into marketing conditions, especially like maybe during the virus, where things aren't as sure, you have to keep these numbers in mind, right? And then sometimes you just, your house may not look as extreme as this house as far as the filthiness of it, the amount of work that is needed, but buyers, if your sellers watching this, buyers are going to pick apart your house. So the goal is always to, if you're going to sell it in the conditions that it's in, right? And you are looking at a high inventory part of the neighborhood that you're located, well, that sale's going to take longer. So either the price is going to reflect these things, or you're going to put in time and effort or pay someone to fix those things, right? So this is where working with a professional will guide you, help you understand what are the necessary things, what are projects that will get you money back or increase your return on the sale. That's really where you want to kind of take that approach. It's not always worth dumping in hundreds of thousands of dollars, no, hundred thousands. It's like 10, anywhere between $5,000 to $20,000 potentially is kind of a home improvement project that your house could entail, and you have to really prioritize what is necessary and what is going to help with the sale. So that's gonna do it for me, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks again for watching. George Gonzalez with Walzo Properties. Happy Monday, guys. Peace.